It's time to address the elephant in the room. Cattle make me nervous. They're tough, and they can be ornery, and the last two that we had really did a number on The sun is shining, it is a beautiful day, and it's finally time to bring a new beef steer back to the farm. Since we bought our farm, we've been raising at least one beef steer a year. Now, we've had mixed experiences with these cattle. Sometimes when you don't know what you're doing, you can make mistakes and they can get out because you think your fences are better than what they are. They're bad. But since we have the acreage, we might as well put it to work putting food in the freezer. The way we like to do this is just the way we're doing it now. We buy a weaned calf. We're going to put this one in the barn for a little while, about a week or so, let it get used to us, let it get used to the feed bucket. Now, this one's been hand fed by the farmer who had him before, so he's very tame, but still, we want to give him a chance to get used to us, kind of, hear our voices, learn that he associates us with food. And after about a week, we're going to turn him loose out here so he can do his part, keeping this land clean. In fact, part of the reason we have so much of this big, tall, blue stem, broom sage, whatever you want to call it, the reason we have so much of that is the two steers we bought last year, we couldn't keep them out here. Now, they were wily. They hadn't really been handled a whole lot, and that was a mistake that we made last time, was buying some that hadn't been handled near as much as they should have, especially for farmers, people without the best infrastructure. So last year we had all this problem in our pastures with, our goats do their best, but they just cannot keep up with this amount of acreage. They focus on a small area here, but once you get out there and it gets so tall, it's not palatable to those goats. They just don't like it. Well, cows eat a lot more, so he's going to do his part, keeping that clean. Maybe we'll move him over there into that one, but for now, we're going to get set up with a poly wire fence, and this is where he's going to be. Now, I think you need to brag on yourself about the weight thing, because somebody, nailed it. I don't even think there's a margin of error. I think you just nailed it.
I said, Reagan asked for guesses, and I said 600, and he weighs 602.
We feel really confident. I jumped up on that scale, and we think it had it really close too. So 602 pounds, we're super confident that's weight, and nice job. She's so smart. She's too smart for me, that's the truth. Now that this beef steer is here, bought, paid for, and this process is officially underway, it's time to address the elephant in the room. Cattle make me nervous. You've probably heard me say it a few times. The pocket goats, as I like to call them, the little ones out there in the field, and even now that we have that big Nubian, if they get out of line or they start acting up, whatever, you can put them in timeout, right? Like a 60-pound goat or even a little bit bigger, you can put them where you need to go. If you need to go up, you can put them up. You cannot do that with a 600-pound and heavier animal. It's just not something that a guy on foot is going to be able to do. You can't lead them around. They're tough, and they can be ornery. And the last two that we did really put me in a funk. They're jumping, and man, I don't want to say I'm scared of them, because I don't think that's the right word, but they really psych me out. I still think this is a worthwhile thing to do. We like eating the beef. I like learning how to do this. I want to be a better caretaker of these animals, cattle, goats, kids. I want to do the best job I can with all these. Just because something is hard or it makes me nervous, I don't want to shy away from that. I think that's an important lesson. Just for me, for my own personal benefit. Just because something's hard, it's still worth doing. It may be difficult. It may require overcoming some personal challenges, setbacks, something in your own thing that you have to deal with. I still think it's worth doing. I still think this is a task that's worth taking on. And here we are. We're going to do it. And no matter how bad the last two were, this one right now seems to be a lot better. This is the moment, however, to place your bets in the comments once we get our electric fence set up. Does he get out? Place your bets in the comments right now. I feel like this is a really good step forward, and it's just going to take time. Over the next week, I think we're really going to get I don't know. My goal is to become very familiar with this animal. I want him to know me, you know, hey, this is the guy who brings the feed bucket. Megan brings the feed bucket. That way, you know, maybe he'll want to hang around. That's just negative feelings, negative experiences in the past talking. I think we're going to have success. We've had success in the past. Recency bias gets me. We had another example of recency bias the other night when one of our goats, Mini Pearl, had a kid and wasn't exactly going well. So we're going to be talking to you about that coming up real soon, and I'm hoping we have good news to share. We really still don't know for sure right now, but things are looking a lot better now than they were just a couple days ago. If you want to see more about that, be sure to subscribe. If you want to see more about what we do with our beef cattle and basically our experiences to date, you can click on that video right there. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you soon.